In Eternia, there are great men, dragons, talking tigers, magical forests and deserts, and an island in the sky. In the plant's capital, Eternos, there is Castle Grayskull. It holds the power of the gods, which is a sword of power. Legend says that when their land is in danger, a hero will come and claim the sword to defend them. Until then, it's locked in the castle under the watchful eye of the sorceress. Castle Grayskull is under the protection of some powerful and noble heroes. Adam is the Prince of Eternos, but he doesn't want to go to training. He has a talking tiger, Cringer, with whom he wants to play. His mother, Queen Marlena, reminds him that as a prince, he needs to train. Duncan is training newbies, including Adam and his adopted daughter, Teela. He orders them to grab a stick and train with a partner. Adam is getting pushed by everyone, but Teela partners up with him. She is a skilled fighter. King Rander comes to see the training. He gets frustrated when he sees his son fooling around. He grabs a sword and throws it at his son. He orders him to fight. He smashes him to the ground badly. He tells him that the world is no place for the weak. After he leaves, Duncan comes and says that when you fall, it's the chance to get up and stand tall. He tells him to look strong, as when the king looks back, he will see a strong boy. But the king never looks back. Duncan tells everyone to get back to training. Adam feels sad and stands alone. Teela comes to console him. She says she doesn't think he is weak. They are walking when they notice that the witch is looking somewhere. Soon enemies attack. The sky gets filled with enemy ships. Skeletor's forces attack the city. The soldiers try to defend the city. Ram-Man Fisto and Mechanok fight with them. Adam and Teela rush to their parents. Duncan reassures the king, saying he'll get them to safety. They leave together but soon face an attack. Duncan finds cover for them and goes off to fight the attackers alone. After taking them down, they try to flee but run into another group of soldiers, which Duncan also defeats by himself. Then Trapjaw appears. Duncan tells the kids to escape while he handles the situation. Trapjaw transforms his arm and starts fighting. As everyone else runs away, Teela turns back for her father. She sees the fierce battle unfolding. Trapjaw lands a heavy hit, but Duncan retaliates by smashing him into a wall. Just as he's about to finish Trapjaw off, the villain turns his hand into a cannon and blasts Duncan away. He then leaves, setting a bomb behind him. Teela rushes to wake her father, who gets up and tries to escape, but spots the bomb. He leaps away with his daughter just as the explosions go off behind them. The king is fleeing with his family when they get trapped by enemies. Skeletor emerges, and he's back to reclaim the city. The king tells his family to go. He'll handle the enemies. They manage to escape while he draws his sword to fight. He battles bravely, but the enemies overpower him. Skeletor shatters his statue and snatches his crown. Evelyn, the sorceress, arrives, praising her master. Meanwhile, Queen Marlena and Adam enter Castle Grayskull. The sorceress instructs Adam to fetch the sword. He grabs it and brings it to her. The sorceress says they need to send him somewhere safe. Queen Marlena suggests sending him to her hometown, Earth, where he'll be protected. The sorceress opens a portal and urges him to go. Skeletor shows up, and Marlena stands guard over her son, but they blast her away. The sorceress tells Adam to keep the sword. It's his only way back. She protects him as Skeletor attacks. She transforms into a bird, and Adam jumps into the portal. On his way through, he loses grip of the sword and lands in a lake on Earth. Adult Adam was sharing all this with his date. She is confused and wants to leave. He attempts to explain that he is searching for a sword to return home, but she has already walked out. He returns home and tells his roommate, Hussein, about yet another unsuccessful date. Hussein asks if Adam has once again mentioned his fantasy world. Adam explains what he usually says when asked where he's from. He recalls his therapist's advice that his parents are likely gone, and he is trying to escape that reality with his fantasies. Unable to articulate it, Adam retreats to his room, where he looks at his drawings, feeling mocked for claiming they are real. His room is filled with those sketches. The next morning, he heads to work in the Human Resources Department, but his thoughts are consumed with the sword search. At the gym, he bumps into a muscular guy who played He-Man in a past movie. Adam asks for some tips, and the guy advises him to just dive back into it to find success. He wishes Adam good luck and leaves. Adam has posted an ad looking for the sword when his boss catches him slacking off. She summons him to her office and begins discussing his future at the company, warning that if he continues searching for a sword during work hours, he'll be fired. Just then, a notification pops up on his phone. Someone has found his sword. She keeps talking, but he is focused on his phone. Despite her warning not to check it, he does anyway and sees someone is selling his sword for $300. He dashes out of the office. He arrives at a comic store, asking everyone if they have seen his sword. When the actual seller approaches him, he is led to the sword, which is displayed as a showpiece on a statue. The seller leaves him, saying he is on his own now. Adam tries to take out. The worker tries to stop, insisting it's not for sale. He reassures him not to worry, it's his. He struggles to pull it out, and everyone starts filming. Ignoring the rules, he finally takes the sword out. He announces that he's about to vanish with lightning. He lifts the sword and yells, "By the power of Grayskull, I have the power." But nothing happens, so he bolts out of there. He heads to his room with the sword and falls asleep. The police arrive and arrest him for theft. On their way, they inspect his sword when suddenly, traffic comes to a standstill. The officers step out to investigate. People are running back in fear. It's the Beast Man causing chaos. He leaps onto the police car. Spotting Adam, he starts to break down the door. Adam seizes the sword and smashes the window to escape. The Beast Man notices him fleeing and gives chase. Just when Adam thinks he's safe, the Beast Man attacks from behind, knocking him away. He's about to finish Adam off when a fierce warrior intervenes, throwing him off the bridge. The woman recognizes Adam, and he realizes it's Teela, all grown up. Suddenly, she's attacked by the Beast Man, but she fights back. Grabbing the sword, she makes a run for it with Adam. They hide behind car. Teela explains that he's after the sword. When he grabbed it, it sent out a signal. She asks why it took him so long. Adam replies that he misplaced it. They decide to run as the Beast Man spots them and charges after them. Teela leaps off the bridge and urges Adam to jump after her. Adam takes the plunge, but lands right in the path of oncoming traffic. Teela quickly pulls him away to escape, but they're blocked by the Beast Man out of nowhere. A truck collides with him. They manage to get away and reach a park where Teela has her ship parked. Once aboard, Adam tells the crew filming them that he warned them, not specifically them, but people similar to them. The Beast Man is on their tail. They board the ship and take off through the portal. Adam comments on how much she's matured. Teela replies that everything changed after that fateful night. He inquires about his friends, and she sadly informs him that no one has seen them since then. They arrive at Eternia's, now a desolate city. Teela warns him that it's not safe, and they need to move. Triclops has tracked their ship down. Meanwhile, a swine soldier rouses Skeletor from his slumber. He grabs his weapon and heads to his throne. The Beast Man apologizes for failing to retrieve the sword, explaining he was forced to kneel. Evelyn mentions that their intel has spotted a ship arriving at Eternia. Skeletor commands them to follow it. Evelyn questions if he really needs a sword since he already has an army, a throne, and a kingdom. Skeletor grips her hand tightly, insisting that everything can be lost with the sword, so they must find it. Teela brings Adam to the hidden lair of the remaining king's army. They disembark from the ship, but Triclops is right behind them. Fisto pulls Teela aside, questioning why she abandoned her post. She explains that she discovered the sword and the lost Prince Adam. They're skeptical about Adam being the prince. Fisto asks for proof, and Adam shows him his ID. They find it hard to believe. Then Ram Man barges in, and Fisto calls him by that name, which isn't his real one. Ram Man claims to know everyone, including Dion, the girl who used to bully him, and he points out Fisto for always using his fists. The others laugh at this. They take Adam's sword, saying they'll check it first. Dion then shoves Teela and Adam into a cell. In the cell, they stumble upon a drunk guy and a cleaning robot. Adam claims it's a Class 4 battle robot, but Teela insists it's just a service bot. Meanwhile, the others are checking if the sword is legit. Suddenly, an announcement blares that they're under attack. Teela starts trying to break down the door as everything begins to shake. They need to get out of there quickly. Adam asks Roboto if she can join them as a soldier. Roboto hands over the mop and charges straight ahead, smashing through the door. Teela insists they have to take the drunk guy with them because it turns out he's her dad, Duncan. Adam is shocked to see him. Teela wakes him up, and Adam tries to jog his memory. He remembers little Adam, but is reluctant to leave. Roboto pulls him along. As they make their escape, they run into Ram Man. Adam catches a glimpse of Skeletor. Ram Man hands them the sword and urges them to flee, then heads back to fight. They dash away, but hit a dead end. Triclops is closing in on them, so they have no choice but to run. They leap to dodge the incoming fire. Teela helps her dad along the way. They find a ship, and Trapjaw emerges with soldiers. Adam decides to step up and use his HR skills to negotiate. He approaches them, and Trapjaw tells them to hold their fire. Adam tries to apply his conflict resolution techniques, but Trapjaw attacks him instead. He attempts to fight back, but quickly realizes he's outmatched. Tila yells at him to use his sword. He grabs it and has a vision of the sorceress, who reminds him of the magic words. He shouts, "I have the power by the power of Grayskull." A lightning bolt strikes him, transforming him into a muscular hero clad in armor. Trapjaw lunges at him, and the sword slips from his grasp. But Adam kicks him away. With his newfound strength, he hurls Trapjaw aside. Trapjaw morphs his hand into a weapon and fires, but Adam blocks the shot and seizes his hand, ripping the weapon away and defeating Trapjaw. When the soldiers try to shoot at him, he retaliates with their own weapon. Then Tila grabs the sword and they jump onto the ship. Just as they're about to take off, they see Skeletor watching them. Skeletor tells his soldiers to follow along. They're being chased by a bunch of enemy ships that start firing at them. Duncan wants to take control, but Tila stops him. He turns to Adam, asking him to jump out and deal with some bad guys. Adam hops on a sky sledge, but has no idea how to use it. Somehow, he gets it moving. Their ship is taking a beating and losing altitude. Adam is under fire too. He shoots straight up, but then falls. He grabs onto the sky sledge, but has to let go when it crashes into an enemy ship. He lands right on another enemy vessel, throws the guy out, and takes over the ship. Back on the main ship, Duncan heads to the back to shoot down the enemies. He sees Adam piloting the ship and warns him that the enemy is right behind. As the enemy attacks, Adam jumps onto the main ship. The enemy tries to take him down, but he stops their ship with his bare hands and tosses it aside. Their ship crashes into the jungle. Skeletor has rounded up all the prisoners and demands to know who the new guy with the sword is. Everyone stays silent, so they pull him aside and Skeletor blasts him. They all burst into wicked laughter. Then he grabs Dion. Fisto reveals that the new guy is Adam, the lost son of King Randor. Skeletor tosses her aside and orders them to be thrown in prison. In the jungle, Tila sets out to find Adam. Meanwhile, Duncan stumbles upon a suitcase. Inside, he discovers his old suit. Adam, lying on the ground, spots a bird perched on his sword. He reaches out to touch it, but Tila calls out, causing the bird to fly away. He remarks that she just scared away the Scareckers. Tila, skeptical, checks on him to see if he's hurt. They head back and find Duncan with his old suit. He's got a new pouch for his drink, which sparks a heated argument with his daughter about his drinking habits. Frustrated, she storms off. Duncan then invites Adam to sit down. He questions why they can't just talk and understand each other. He explains that when danger approaches his family, all he knows is how to protect them. Adam decides to step away to talk to Tila. She asks him to hold the ship steady while she grabs something. He manages to do it with one hand, impressing Tila. After she retrieves her item, she tells him she missed him. Adam replies that he missed her too and leans in for a kiss, but she clarifies that she missed their friendship. She views him as a very close friend, and Adam awkwardly agrees with her. Before long, the sky turns dark and Skeletor appears above. He calls out to Adam, revealing that his parents are still alive. If Adam wants to see them, he needs to come to Snake Mountain. With a sinister laugh, he disappears. Adam makes up his mind to go, but Tila warns him it could be a trap. He insists he can take them on, claiming he has the power of a god. Tila reminds him that the sword holds the power, and he's just human. Adam can't let his parents die, so he insists they will go with him. Duncan agrees, and soon others join in, and they set off together. After a long trek, they finally reach Snake Mountain. The Goat Man is there guarding the entrance. He demands Adam hand over the sword, but Adam says he'll only give it to Skeletor. Just then, Evil Lyn appears with her soldiers, ordering the others to be taken to the dungeon while she takes Adam to Skeletor. When Adam arrives, he sees Skeletor standing there and draws his sword to attack, but Skeletor reveals King Randor, his father. The king is shocked to see his son. Adam pleads for Skeletor to let him go, but Skeletor has no intention of doing that. His henchmen, Triclops, Moss Man, Spiker, and Goat Man, step forward to fight. They send in soldiers first, but Adam takes them down. Then the henchmen attack him all at once. The sword slips from his grasp, and he takes some heavy hits. In a burst of strength, he grabs a soldier and uses him to fight back. He takes them on one by one, using just his fists. King Randor watches, tears in his eyes, as he sees his son fight. He reaches for the sword to join the battle, but Goat Man knocks him away. All the soldiers pile on top of Adam, pinning him down, but he summons all his strength and throws them off. He fights them off one by one, tossing Triclops aside and pinning Spiker against the ceiling. When Moss Man leaps at him, Adam manages to stab him with the sword. Goat Man then shoves him toward the cliff, and Adam jumps on him, sending him into the lava. He picks up his sword, ready to face Skeletor, but Evil Lyn blocks him with her magic. Skeletor laughs at him, and Adam challenges him to fight like a man. Skeletor retorts that he has no face and has no desire to do so. Skeletor questions if Adam wants to see his father dead. Adam attempts to swing his sword with all his might, but it slips from his grip and hits the wall. The impact causes the ceiling to collapse on King Rander. Adam leaps to save him, clearing the debris to rescue his father. Injured King Rander is overjoyed to see his son. Adam tells him he's not the little weak boy he used to be. He's become what he always wanted. Rander replies that he never wanted Adam to change, just to be strong because the world is harsh. He wishes he could protect him and laments that they don't have more time before he passes away. Adam is devastated and breaks down in tears. Skeletor sneaks up from behind and knocks Adam out. Soldiers take him to prison. Teela and Duncan help him back on his feet. He has reverted to his human form. Queen Marlena appears and hugs her son, who is heartbroken over his father's loss. Now, with the sword in his possession, Skeletor yells, "By the power of Grayskull. I have the power, but nothing happens." Evil Lyn suggests he should try saying it with more emotion. Still, nothing occurs. Frustrated, Skeletor grabs Evil Lyn, demanding to know why the spell isn't working. She then offers to perform a ritual at Castle Grayskull, and he decides to release her. In the prison, Adam is sitting by himself when Duncan comes over and sits next to him. He admits he's not great with emotions, but he understands what it feels like to fail. Adam reminisces about his childhood, recalling how he was told that falling gives you the chance to rise up strong. Duncan suggests they should give it a shot together, and stands up. Teela arrives and informs him that someone wants to see him. It's his pet tiger, Cringer, now all grown up. They share a heartfelt embrace. Adam then asks her to gather everyone for a team meeting. He addresses the group, stating that individually they are weak, but together they can accomplish anything. He acknowledges that they might not know him well, but he knows each of them. To him, they are the true heroes of Eternia. The team gets fired up, but they still need a plan to escape the prison. Skeletor shows up at Castle Grayskull, commanding the soldiers to eliminate anyone who approaches. Adam tells Duncan they need to get Roboto ready for battle again. Duncan reminds him that she tried to kill him, but Adam reassures him that she won't do that anymore. Duncan hands her a device, and she manages to fix herself. He gathers everyone, and they all push against the gate together. Roboto shoots at the ceiling, causing debris to fall. The guards notice them emerging in various styles, but soon they start coughing from the smoke. When the guards attack, the heroes easily defeat them. They set sail towards Castle Grayskull. The soldiers spot a large force approaching and prepare for an attack. The heroes of Eternia step out to confront the enemy. Trapjaw sees Adam and the team coming as well. Soldiers rush in to attack, but Duncan tells them to go ahead while he handles things. Teela expresses her concern, but Duncan comforts her with a hug, and Adam joins in. After sharing a moment, they all head out for their mission. Cringer feels scared about going since he doesn't have any armor, but Adam gives him encouraging talk, and he gets ready. The heroes of Eternia are taking down all the foes. Meanwhile, Skeletor enters the castle with Evil Lyn and Beast Man, placing the sword back in its spot for the ritual. Riding Cringer, Adam and Teela storm into the castle, taking down the soldiers. Adam leaps to grab the sword while Teela heads off to confront Evil Lyn. Cringer battles the Beast Man. Evil Lyn attempts her spell, but she's tough and retaliates. Outside, Roboto and Duncan are engaged in a fight with soldiers, but more keep coming. Duncan tells Roboto to smash the statue. The statue crashes down, destroying the bridge and blocking their escape. Roboto and Duncan share a quick hug. Before long, Trapjaw arrives with a ship. They sprint as he starts firing at them. Roboto gets trapped, and Trapjaw blasts him away. Furious, Duncan grabs his weapon and leaps onto the ship. He breaks in and starts to pummel Trapjaw. The ship spirals out of control. Duncan shoves a bomb into Trapjaw's mouth and jumps out, causing a huge explosion behind him. After that, he checks on Roboto, relieved to find that his main system is still functioning. Adam's in a showdown with Skeletor. He unleashes his power, but Skeletor counters with a sword defense. Unfortunately, the sword shatters, sending Adam flying. Skeletor seizes the broken sword, claiming he's powerless without it, that he's nothing. He clutches Adam tightly. Suddenly, Adam finds himself waking up in his gym. Skeletor is there working out. He hurls a weight at Adam, who crashes into a restaurant where he's on a date. To his shock, his date morphs into Skeletor, who yanks him by the hair and tosses him into his office. His boss is there, giving him a stern lecture. Then Skeletor appears, grabbing him by the throat and stabbing him with the broken sword. Adam tumbles into his room, where his roommate shows up. Adam tells him he's dying, but his roommate just tells him to clean his room and hands him one of his drawings, the sorceress. Suddenly, a gust of wind brings a bird into view. It's the sorceress. She urges him to rise. Adam stands up, realizing the sword's power is shattered, and they've lost. The sorceress reminds him of the words to summon the power. By the power of Grayskull, I have the power. This means he possesses the power, not the sword. She begins to heal his wounds and transforms back into her human form. She explains that previous wielders relied on brute strength, but with him, it's about understanding, humanity, and empathy. That's why she chose him. He's the true vessel, not the sword. Now he's ready. Adam returns to his body, retrieves the sword from his healing wounds, and the broken pieces magically reassemble it. He shouts his mantra and transforms into a superhero. The crowd rejoices at the return of their hero. Adam then approaches Skeletor with a proposition, questioning why he chooses to be evil. He wrecked his home, but there's still a chance to fix things. Skeletor chuckles, claiming he can't be changed since he's the villain, and he finds it amusing. He launches an attack, and a fight breaks out. He lands some heavy hits and pins Adam down, taunting him that he might have the power, but doesn't know how to wield it. Adam stands tall, asserting that he does know how. He just chooses not to. He then delivers a brutal punch, sending Skeletor flying. Seizing the moment, Evil Lyn and Beast Man make their escape. Skeletor attempts to use his weapon, but it shatters. With a powerful wave of energy, Skeletor is ultimately defeated. Fast forward 6 months, and Eternos is back on its feet, with Marlena reigning as queen once more. The whole crew is together, celebrating. Roboto has been repaired. Teela calls over Adam and Duncan, the pride of Eternos. She tells Adam that the heroes he sketched are now united. She asks if he has a name for her, and he replies it's the warrior goddess. She finds it a bit odd. Curious, she asks if he has a name for himself. He reveals it's He-Man, which everyone finds somewhat ridiculous. Adam brings his roommate along to back up his claim. Suddenly, Roboto picks up a distress signal. Teela insists it's a job for He-Man. Adam makes a weak excuse to leave with Cringer. They remind him they know his secret identity. Duncan says to let him do his thing. He-Man heads into battle, now with Cringer in armor. You were watching the recap of the 2026 Film Masters of the Universe. For more recaps like this, stay subscribed to the channel, and if you have liked this video, you may also like this.